All right, let's get right into it. There is so much buzz around large language models, or LLMs, and it's for a really good reason. They've pretty much turned what we thought was possible with AI on its head, generating text that feels remarkably human and holding conversations that seem incredibly real. But behind all that magic, behind the hype, there's a fascinating process at work. It's so important to get a handle on how an artificial intelligence actually learns to talk, to see what's really going on under the hood. So to get there, we've got to start with the absolute basics. Let's break down what a language model even is. At its core, a large language model is a special kind of algorithm. Its whole job is basically to understand, interpret, and then create text. And the way it does that is by being trained on just a mind-boggling amount of data, which lets it pick up on all the subtle patterns of language, things like grammar, context, and even meaning. Its main function is, in theory, pretty simple. First, it just soaks up a huge library of human knowledge. We're talking books, websites, articles, the whole shebang. From all this data, it starts to learn the patterns and all the complex relationships between words. And then it funnels all of that learning into one primary goal: predicting the most likely next word in a sentence. It's this powerful, continuous cycle of prediction and self-correction. Okay, so what about the large part of large language model? That one word is actually the key to this whole thing. It has nothing to do with physical size. When we say large, we're talking about the insane number of adjustable parameters inside its neural network. You can think of these parameters like billions of tiny little knobs, each one getting tweaked and fine-tuned during training to capture every last nuance in the language it's learning. And the scale is just, well, it's staggering. Modern models like GPT from OpenAI have over 175 billion of these parameters. That's what gives them the raw horsepower, the sheer capacity to generate language with so much nuance and complexity. But models this massive are actually a pretty new thing, and they were all made possible by one single massive breakthrough in technology: the transformer. If you look at the timeline, before 2017, language models had some serious limitations. They couldn't really keep track of context over long sentences or paragraphs. But then 2017 happened. This new architecture, the transformer, came along, and it just changed the game completely. After that, you see this explosion in model size and capability that led us straight to the powerful LLMs we have today. And this entire revolution was kicked off by a single research paper with an iconic and honestly kind of bold title: "Attention is all you need." The key innovation in that paper is something called the self-attention mechanism. This is the absolute secret sauce. It's what allows the model to look at an entire sequence of text at once and figure out which words are most important to each other, no matter how far apart they are. This is how it understands context, how it knows that the end of a long paragraph might connect back to an idea from the very beginning. That was a feat that older models just really struggled with. This breakthrough architecture is the foundation for all the major players in the field today. So, let's take a quick tour of these industry titans. So this gives you the landscape of the major players. You have OpenAI's GPT series, famous for being generative and really excelling at a huge range of tasks. Then there's Google's BERT, which was a game changer because of its bidirectional approach, meaning it reads text from left to right and right to left to get a much deeper context. Its successor Gemini builds on that foundation. And of course, there's Llama 3 from Meta, another super powerful and very popular family of models. So after looking at the technology and the key players, we get to the most important takeaway. This is why this all really matters. So the crucial point is this: despite how it feels, LLMs don't truly understand language the way a human does. They aren't conscious or self-aware. Instead, they are just unbelievably sophisticated masters of statistical pattern matching. That's the real secret to how an AI learns to talk. Not through understanding, but through incredibly sophisticated pattern matching on a scale that is almost impossible for us to even comprehend.